Hi guys, this is NUB SAUCE playing Transport Fever, and this year will be the second European mission. And as always, I'll go for winning all 5 achievement quest medals in the mission. And the second mission here is called Bridge Disaster.
In the cradle of industrialization, the factory smokestacks smoke without end. The cities are thick with soot. Men, women, and children make sure that the machinery keeps running up to 12 hours a day without a break. The railroad network is being diligently expanded. The trains have doubled their top speed in just a few years. Faith in modern technology is as unshakable as the reign of Queen Victoria. What a monstrous disaster has shaken Scotland in this year of 1880. The railroad bridge over the Tay has collapsed, torn in two by the storm, and the train which was crossing it sent to the deep. Her Majesty may have been a bit hasty when she knighted the bridge's builder. We can do better. We have been commissioned to construct a railroad bridge a little farther south, on the Firth of Forth. And it is high time. The ferry makes people seasick, and the detour over the mainland is long and tiresome. Building the longest bridge in the world is no easy undertaking. Also, the tidal range of up to 6 meters and the strong currents won't make the matter any easier. At any rate, it has been clearly demonstrated how not to do the job.
Yes, so in this mission we'll be facilitating the construction of a bridge over this river. If we look at the layout of the map, at one end we have Edinburgh and Kirkcaldy, Livingston, Dunfermline, what? Yeah, and Falkirk. There's a couple of industries. We have a coal mine, we have a steel plant, we have an iron mine, and we have a tools factory, and then we have a construction site for the bridge. And then we have 2 red lines in the water, which indicate where not to put in train traffic. So I couldn't build a bridge apart from using this one. So 5 medals to win. The first one is on time, built the bridge before 1902, which means there's 22 years to get this project done. The second one is key to wealth, earn $1 million by transporting tools. Let me have the tools up here. And to make $1 million just by tools will probably mean transporting them not just to Livingston but to maybe Edinburgh or Falkirk, because that's further away. It also means that we need to get steel over there somehow. Speed record, across the test bridge at a speed of at least 60 kilometers an hour. And heavyweight, cross the test bridge with a total load of at least 60 units before the tests are completed. And the missions will tell me, but I'm pretty sure this one is the test bridge. Alternative transportation, fulfill the special request of the steelworks owner and transport goods mission. And that'll come up later, that we have to use ships to cross the river, which will also make more sense rather than sending steel all the way around here by train or truck. Let's get this mission started.
The collapse of the Tay Bridge, an unquestionable disaster, was caused solely by human failure, a series of construction mistakes, ignorance, and sloppiness. At least we now know that cast iron parts aren't much use in the construction of modern bridges. We should rely on something more solid: steel.
See to it that Falkirk steel mill produces steel. Coal and iron are needed for the production of steel. Use an appropriate terrain to transport them from Falkirk coal mine and Livingstone Iron Mine to Falkirk Steel Mill. Use existing bridge near Falkirk to deliver coal. That'll be helpful for you in your next mission. How user friendly. So we need to get coal over there, and looking at the terrain here, there's a huge bump in between the steel mill and in between the steel mine and the steel mill. It's not a steel mine. Between the iron mine and steel mill. So if I wanted to use a train, I would have to make a track all the way around here to make it efficient, or run at speed. Which is not feasible in economic sense, because you only paid as for the point-to-point distance. So I think the iron should be shipped over the hill with a short truck line. Probably it'll be cheaper to put in and just run more efficiently. So I'll start with coal. We need some way to get coal with the train. This is top speed of 75. I think I want to know what kind of trains I can buy. The fastest train goes 50 kilometers an hour, so I guess 70 is enough for a curve. I wonder how much a tunnel costs. 3.5 million. If I want to take steel up here, I'll run steel up there and iron the other way. So it might actually be efficient to put in a brick tunnel. I think I'll consider that an expansion option. Okay. So at the moment I've put in a single train, which is supposed to take coal across the river and up to the steel mill. And just 11 minutes. I'll probably need another one, because this frequency is way too low. But if I need to put in another one, I should also put in the passing siding. Well, if you color all the vehicles on a line with this color tool here, then with one of the newer patches it was changed so that all new vehicles put on that line will have the same color as well. But for this train I made a different color for the locomotive and the wagons, so it doesn't register in here, so the new one doesn't pick that color scheme up. I'll just put in something else here, so they're all the same. steel mill now has both enough supply of iron and of coal, so it should stay. And it is. So the steel is piling up here. Also just put in a little line, a little horse carriage, a little horse cart line from the tools factory to Livingston to increase the demand for steel. So that will take some of the steel and convert it into tools, and then they will be delivered to Livingston. It's just a little bit steel because we will need most of it for the bridge.
The disaster on the Tay would not have happened if only they had the proper figures available. The engineers factored in a maximum wind load of 20 pounds per square foot, although the French assumed 40 pounds, and the Americans even assumed 50. And American engineers are not exceedingly cautious, as the whole world knows. We had better not trust information from just anyone. We will conduct our own measurements, with test runs over the bridge at the west end of the Firth.
Okay, so that's the next mission here. Conduct a load test on the bridge at Falkirk. Stop a sufficiently loaded train in the highlight area inside the green circle. And it says here, stop a train with a load of 30 units on the test bridge. But we have a... Yes, we have the medal that says at least 60 units. So I think it's time to upgrade some trains. I wonder what it would cost to change these into something that could carry 60 units. I still have 2 of them. There's 15 wagons to get, because they only have 4 each. That seems fair. To make sure they also are fully loaded, I'll need to set them to wait for full here at the coal mine. And we have almost a full load of coal. Stepping distances on this one.
Steel production is coming along beautifully. And thanks to the extensive data from the test runs, the construction of the bridge can finally begin. Let's go!
Deliver steel from Falkirk steel mill to the construction site. And we got a little fanfare because we did this heavyweight across the test bridge with a total load of at least 60. We did. But now we also need to do it at speed. these trains can't do 60. These can just run 60. Okay, a quest has turned up.
The owner of the steelworks has come to us with a request. He is joint owner of a shipping company, but business is going poorly because of the railroad. He has offered to reciprocate if we transport goods by ship.
Deliver at least 100 units of any type of goods by ship. It does say any goods. So it could be steel for the bridge construction, which seems logical. And it could be tools from the tools factory to cities like Dunfermline, or however it's pronounced. So better get do that, because when we had a medal for alternative transportation. So we need somewhere to put in a freight harbor, a cargo harbor. The nice thing about using the horse carts here is that I can use the same wagon for transporting both iron and steel and tools. And if I wanted to do this connection with a train, I'd have to use 3 different trains because those go in different wagons. My plan is to take tools and steel across the river by ship. So I could put in a harbor here to dump off the tools, and a harbor down here to dump off the steel, or just one of the options. Then use another horse cart for the rest of transportation. Because there's this middle about earning money for transporting tools, it will probably make more sense to put in the harbor down here, and then have a horse cart sending tools into Dunfermline, just to make sure it gets to make more money. Every time a good is unloaded, you will get the money. So if you need to send the goods in on a huge route, on a huge detour, so to say. For instance, here, if I wanted to go all the way around this mountain, then I could put in a stop on each corner and just have shuttles doing that. The drawback to doing that sometimes means that the demand is lower because the overall cost of moving the goods is too high. Well, in one of the recent patches for the game, all ships were divided into compartments, which means that the ship can take 2 different kinds of goods. So instead of setting up one ship line that takes steel and then another ship line to take good tools, they can actually share on the same ship as much as is needed. So you can just put more ships on if just one of the 2 types of goods is successful.
The money is slipping through our fingers. We'll soon be bankrupt. But if we're prepared to grovel on our hands and knees, our financiers will grant us a bridge loan.
Yeah, I'll take out that bridge loan. As in the other missions, 2 times you can get a little loan to cover your extra expenses, and it doesn't have a drawback in this mission. So now I've set up a vehicle line to take steel and tools from the steel mill down to the harbor. I put in the ship line that can take the goods across the water, and I put in a truck line with horse carts that can take the tools from the construction site and into the Dunfermline line. Yeah, I really like to know how that is pronounced. And 60 units seems to be just about the right size for this train. Its power rating is mediocre. So it says on a flat surface it can reach the top speed in 81 seconds or in 740 meters. So that's not really mediocre. That's quite decent for a train this old. $669K one load. That's pretty nice. So let's see what's happening with our meters here. The iron line doesn't have enough vehicles to move all the steel. So that definitely needs to be remedied. And tools and steel line also need some more. Some more vehicles, but iron line. A few more vehicles built as well. Oops. And tools line as well. They are building with every piece of steel that comes over here. So the bridge will be finished when this ship comes over.
The bridge is finished. Now we just have to see to it that people trust the construction despite the disaster on the Tay. The more often the bridge is crossed, the more reliable it will seem.
Okay. The new mission complete at least 5 trips with a passenger train between Edinburgh and Kirkcaldy over the course of 1 year. So I need to connect this bridge up to Kirkcaldy here and into Edinburgh here, and have some passenger trains running back and forth. And it is a little tricky to get all 5 of them across a single track bridge within 1 year. But, that's something we can implement too. There's no reason to do it right now because we don't have the fast locomotives yet. So what we really should be looking into is making more money or tools. Because now you don't need the steel to go to the bridge construction site anymore. That doesn't tell you anymore. So all of it will have to go back to the tools factory. And to really utilize that, we need to send tools to more places. Well, that was a waste, putting up a harbor here. Because the new bridge is not ship-worthy. That's a shame. Because I couldn't get a ship onto the bridge, I have set up a siding here. Take a train from the harbor, picking up tools, and deliver to a passenger station in the middle of Kirk County, which covers most of the commercial district. Still have the horse carts going into Dunfermline. Still have horse carts going into Livingston. I think it would be nice also to have a line going into Falkirk. So with this in here, the only town that cannot get any tools at the moment is Edinburgh. While the tools network is okay, I can continue building on the passenger track. I also need to do something about a high-speed run on this bridge at some point. Because what we're missing is money and a fast train on the test bridge. Earn 1 million transporting tools. So now we only have 1 medal left and the mission is over. Still waiting for a fast train. I can't remember what year the next one comes out, but it should be pretty soon. That wasn't a new train. What I've been doing so far is double tracking everything except the bridge itself. I need to put in some signals, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I want these trains to run as smoothly as possible. And perhaps it's a good idea to get some cheap ones on the bridge already. We have 21 tools going over across the river here. Okay, so now I put signals all the way from Inneberg to Bergkalli. I put in a line, so I'm ready to put in some trains. I've also been tweaking the Apollo vehicles. Seems that Falkirk here is still having too few vehicles. I just put in another truck stop here so the vehicles don't have to cross each other. It's actually nice to see the consistency. In one of the recent patches they changed it so the cargo is consistent. I took the line away from the station so all the steel disappeared here. But the moment it figured out that I had a line over here instead, and then all the steel came back. So I didn't lose like a half or a whole year's worth of production just because I wanted to optimize things. I'm still waiting for the PLM 220 locomotive to come out. And I can't remember which year it comes out. So I need to pause the game. Oh! I'm just talking about it. It just came out. PLM 220. That's good, because now I'll try put it on the coal line. And take some of these cars away so it'll go nice and fast. That should allow me to get the speed record. And after that metal is in the house, I can upgrade the trades again with much more just to keep the economy going. Like that. At least 60. Currently it has a power rating of excellent because it has virtually no load. I'll soon change that. Oh, okay. So I'll upgrade it to 20. Rating is down to mediocre. 60 seconds to get to full speed, but still pretty nice. It's barely out of the station. It's full speed. So it'll be then a nice new coal trickle. There's plenty of coal to gather up anyway. Oh, but this means that I can start running passenger trains. Scotland here should be blue, and a 60-kilometer coach should be whitish. I just bought 2 of them, so I have one in the depot I can copy. At the moment I have 1 of them, which is a turnaround of 1.5 years, and needed to do 5 trips in 1 year. I'm not quite certain if it's a full round trip.
Good gracious! We're spending money like there's no tomorrow. Just this once, our financial backers are willing to turn a blind eye and help us out once again. But this is definitely the last time.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a full round trip. They want me to do 5 up in a year, because then I need a frequency of around 2 minutes. Or if it's okay with a one-way trip 5 times a year, because then it's a frequency of about 4. Anyway, I need a lot more trains on the line, and if I want more trains on the line, I also need to make a lot more money. For now, I'll just put in a couple of buses in either end, so sure to have passengers on these trains. See what's the cost of them. It's a pretty small passenger train I've built, so they cost 1.6 million a piece. And I just updated the tools train to be faster and have a higher capacity. It also profit on that line as well. It seems that my Edinburgh Express is not quite making money, even though it's rolling. It's breaking even. It's a little bit too expensive to run my locomotive with only 2 wagons. So in the interest of future expansion, I should upgrade it for free. Also, one here in this ship should be another one. So let's cost this 1.8. I can afford another one.
End of the line. It's no use begging and pleading. Our financiers are refusing to put even one more penny into our project. Damn it!
That is unfortunate. Well, really. Last year I made 6 in income, 2.5 million cost. I'm making more than 3 million a year, so it's just a matter of time before I have enough trains on this ride. It seems that the trains were queuing up a bit, so put another one on time. So let's run to the 5th.
As of late, the longest and most popular bridge in the world stretches across the Firth of Forth, and we built that masterpiece.
Yeah, so if you've been following so far, it wasn't a surprise that we got all 5 medals, because we earned them a couple of years in advance. So the timing is only for the bridge itself. It was built far before 1902. Tools were the main source of income for this mission, so I don't know how many million we earned on transporting the tools, but probably close to 20 by now. Speed record, just put a fast train over the test bridge. Heavyweight, put a heavy train on the train bridge, and make use of ships. So it's actually, apart from this last bit, it just needs a heavy high frequency. Then it's a pretty easy mission. So that's it for this week. The second mission is done. Next week we'll get to the third mission. So if you have been watching so far, remember to comment and subscribe to the channel. See you around.